In life's journey, there is that one defining moment. For some, it's the near-death experience. For others, it's tragedy. And for others, it's the Damascus experience. But that one moment can change one's life outlook in the days to come. Welcome to the defining moment. Sometimes pain pushes us into making pivotal decisions. Eventually, the pain turns into purpose. Today, we speak to Martha Ann Bwore, who underwent a series of multiple abortions in her life. But today, her pain has been turned into purpose. Welcome to the program. My name is Anthony Ndema, and it's good to have you. While growing up, there are things you never knew as a girl, especially issues with reproductive health. And so you grew up with a lot of naivety. Yes. Tell us about that.
Wow. When growing up, the word sex was like saying, I don't know what these days. It was a no-no. It was something talked behind the screens, nobody talks about it. I grew up in a cloistered home where I was with a lot of protection from my brothers and all that. So we never talked about that. Even my periods themselves, I didn't even know what was happening to me.
Wow.
You see. So it was just things of trial by error and all that. In this time, I was in school, finished high school at about 16 and a half. Here, I fell in love, or somebody told me he loves me, and I think I fell in love. And this guy was very serious. He was slightly older than me. I think that's why my fathers freaked anyway.
All right.
But he came to ask, and I know within a blink of an eye, a week, I was on my way to India.
So he came to your parents?
Yes.
Asked for a hand in love?
Yes.
So your parents were okay with that?
My parents, my father said that issue, I have no problem with it, marrying my daughter, but she still needs to go to school.
Right.
He's very diplomatic. My dad was a very diplomatic man. But it was a no, definitely, because I was out of the country within a week.
So who took you to India?
India, my brother was supposed to go to America, and my dad looks at this girl here.
We will lose her.
Let me they whatever my brother and I came with my brother, my follower. I follow him.
Right.
So we came to India. India here, money, boys, freedom. Booze comes in it. Booze was not thing because I'd never boozed in my life. I used to take booze with soda. Soda 3 parts, 1 part booze, But finally, I got into it because they used to go drinking, and sometimes when a guy goes drinking, you lose him, so you go around with him.
Right.
I know. So at this time is when sex came into it, and in that craziness, I got I didn't know I was pregnant, but I was having periods. And very heavy periods that were not stopping, and I go to a hospital that was just next near our place there, and the doctor there tells me what's happening, and he tells me I'm having a spontaneous abortion, and he cleans me up and recalibrates my periods and all that. I learned, you learn so many things when people don't know, and that's when I discovered actually pills can actually do that. So my periods came back to normal, and after I was okay. It was just business as usual. Did not take very long. I got pregnant again.
Same guy?
The same guy.
All right.
And actually, this guy is a family friend. I knew him from Kenya here. That what kind of thing. So he's somebody I've grown up with. So here he is again. We are pregnant. I tell him. He's all the excuses and all that kind of thing. I agreed with him because it was out of love.
Right. And
Yeah.
of course, his excuse was
My parents.
My parents. What will
What will they
say?
say? What will our parents say?
Ah,
Because our parents were very good, close friends. In fact, I used to call his parents uncle and auntie.
wow.
So even in my head, I was thinking, hey, these are rela.
I know.
But they were just very close family friends.
Right.
So that I gave into that, got the abortion the same place where I went before, and then yeah, that went. We went for holidays. I remember then after I think a year, it was summer. I was having very bad pains in my stomach. Then I go out. The doctor tells me, "You do know you're pregnant, you know."
Wow.
And then she says, I tell her, I feel so much pain on my side. Then they do the ultrasound and they find out it's an ectopic pregnancy. And she says, this will kill you. We need to deal with it. So they dealt with it. I went back and I just got was off sorts, you know. The relationship doesn't, because I think my mind was telling me something is wrong. I don't know what happened. But things were not normal.
So was the parting continuing then?
No, the partying was continuing, but I was minimizing my partying.
Okay.
I'd stay a lot at home and all. And sadness started coming in me. And but the guy was still there. Some things, I think 6 times women know something is going on, because by this time I think he had started having an affair with somebody else. So we go back to the town where we were. And school opened and we continue. And yeah, it takes some time. And I get him pregnant again, but he's not there. And I decide this baby I want to keep.
Right.
So the baby stays till 6 months.
If he was there,
He
chances
would
are
have
very high
convinced me that
to
one
go
of-
back
yeah.
to do an abortion.
So I don't know what brought him around that time, because we
Okay.
had reached about going to 6 months. He came and he convinced me again.
Wow.
And I went and did it.
What kept you, going back and getting easily convinced?
Once you have, what I've found out right now, once you have one abortion, the first scene is very difficult. The next ones are just, but it was love, honestly.
Right.
I want to please this guy.
You
I'm a
saw-
people
you-
pleaser, I think.
Right. Did you see a future with him? Yourself
Yes,
staying with him
yes,
for-
yes. Why would you be having an affair and sleeping with a person you would not have a future with?
All right.
You dream
Others
about, we all dream.
Right.
I
It's
don't know about
different
others.
now. It's
no,
different now.
Our time was different. I'm
Right.
telling you. Some of us are ancient. So that happens, and I have this. They inject something into me. I go back to the same hospital, because in India it's legal. But after some time, you have to go to a referral hospital. So I go there, and they do this, and the baby died in me, and I had to give birth to this baby,
Wow.
a dead baby. Now, this just broke our relationship totally, and I just decided to leave him. And that time I also now confirmed that he had another girlfriend. Now, in this time, he's left me, he's in another town, I'm all alone. His friend comes in and starts just talking to me, coming, checking up on me and everything, and we end up together. In ending up together, it didn't even take, I don't think it takes a year or anything. But I was pregnant again with this guy.
The second guy.
Yeah, the second guy.
All right.
And in getting pregnant with this guy, he panics big time. And he tells me, and we go back and forth in this, because I was not very convinced I wanted to do this. And now this comes again close to about 4 or 5 months. And when I end up going to hospital, now and I just woke up and I went to the doctor, my doctor, and I told her, and she just gives me a stiff lecture and tells me abortion is not a family planning. Can Kenyans know that? Because now I think it was something that was being done quite often.
Right.
So I told her, in my mind, I said, no, I want to be back here again. You know, you want her to do what she needs to do. I want to be back. So here I am. They're doing it. I'm in a theater. I know I was going on anesthesia, and I go into distress. I couldn't breathe, and they stopped and they send me to go and check. They find out I'm holding twins. So I go for the ultrasound. I'm getting twins, and there's a sonography and then an ultrasound. And when they come back, they decide to find another way to do this. That's when they decide to manipulate my cervix open and induce me for the babies to come out.
So were you in the maternity at that point?
Yes, I was in the maternity wing.
So you're seeing women coming in, giving birth, leaving?
Giving birth here, and in fact, she gave me a lecture and told me the problem, you make my baby death rates go up because we judge your abortions as dying babies.
Wow.
So I have to explain to my superiors why so many babies are dying. You see, so she gave me a lecture actually. So in this, when the babies, it was horrendous. It was painful because I've been there before. But in doing this, the babies came out.
But I mean, what was that experience like?
Oh, it was painful.
And how long was it before the babies
It took
came out?
about what? It took about 2 days, not really exactly 2 days, but it was, I was there the day before, it went overnight to the next day, 4 o'clock, around 4 o'clock in the morning.
But what do you feel, Martha? You see, other women are here to get babies. But for you...
Guilt.
Right.
I started feeling guilty. I mean, like you're in a wrong place at the right place at the wrong time.
Something.
I'm supposed to, people are going with babies, you see the celebrations here, and you are here to kill a baby. People are celebrating about born babies. So when the babies came, all I heard, they were saying, preserve the placenta, we'll get stem cells out of it, and they say, go and put the babies in the side room. And they leave me there. So when I get energy, I get up and I go and check, and I find the babies. They're so cute, looking like their dad. A boy and a girl, they're hugging themselves, facing each other, and they're holding each other like this. And I remember I touched them, they were still warm. And I just told them, sorry. I'm so sorry. And I get back to bed. And it's when the sun was coming up, and I remember it was like God mulikering me, and I just told him, Father, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll never do this again.
All right.
Please
Hold it
forgive
right
me.
there. Thank you very much. We will be coming back. We're taking a short break. We'll be coming back with Martha and Martha Bore. And remember, that's one of her redefining moments when she saw these twins together hugging each other. And she knew very well that these ones had been killed. Was there another redefining moment in her life? We'll be checking out that right here. Don't go too far.